Welcome everyone to another edition of Living Simply and Fun. I'm your host Rita. That is Aaron. Today we are going to be
reviewing the 4x42 Isabela Cigar Company's Firecracker. As you may have remembered, just recently we reviewed the Serpentine 2016. This is a smaller version of the Serpentine. To recap, the Serpentine was an Ecuadorian deflorada wrapper with Nicaraguan Medio Tiempo binder, Nicaraguan fillers. This cigar, according to Isabela Cigars, it has similar tobaccos, essentially with different varietals and primings in it. So slightly different varieties.
I do want to say thanks to...
It's also aged 6 months longer than the Serpentine to bring out more flavor.
I would like to thank Johnny Piette.
No, Piette.
For the honor to review them. I want to say to Johnny outright that my number one cigar right now is the Serpentine. Number one on my list. Unless something else knocks it down, that is just one damn good cigar.
I also want to give a shout out to Matt Plummer. Without him, I would never have been really brought over to learn about Isabela cigars in the first place. And by the way, there's the pigtail on the end of the Firecracker.
Wow, if you stick this all the way up your nose, you can get some real good smell.
I didn't want to know that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut up here. Much more scent off the wrapper than the Serpentine had.
This smells like fresh pepper. Very
I was going to say
spicy.
salty cheese.
No. This is the burning.
It smells to me like blue cheese. Quite a bit. Maybe some leather notes too. Very nice scents coming off.
I'm smelling fresh peppers.
I remember with the Isabela I got, or the Serpentine, I didn't get very much scent off the wrapper. So
did you
big
give
difference
it
in this.
The taste test already? Dry hit?
Still got the sugar glue. That's the main thing I get off a dry puff. So, and again, instead of having a vegetable-based glue to hold the wrapper together, this has a triple cap and uses a sugar-based glue. So, gonna go ahead and light this up. I am so looking forward to this because the Serpentine was so good.
If I can get a box of the Serpentines, I'd be one happy.
This is a 4x42, and the one thing I'm concerned about most is the fact that it's $5.95 for a stick, and I'm kind of a little iffy that even as good as the Serpentine was, at this side of the stick, it seems $1.50 overpriced in my opinion, but
you viewers out there that love Isabela cigars, pay no attention to him.
No, it's just my personal thought.
Even a 3-burner lighter, I had some trouble. So
some of that spice that I picked up in the Serpentine is here again.
oh yeah, I'm picking up tobacco and fresh peppers, basilas, habaneros, bird's eye, jalapenos, you name it, all rolled up in a little tasty thing called, I believe this is the Firecracker, right?
Yes. I'm noticing a little bit more in the back of the mouth lingering near where my tongue is, where it meets up with the back of the throat. Just kind of Ligero spice-ish.
The finish on this is amazing.
And the Serpentine didn't have nearly as much spice as I'm picking up here, like Ligero spice, like pepper spice. It had pepper flavor, but not the pepper spice. This, I'm picking up more spice.
Like I said, the smoke output is good. The flavor the finish is just there.
And this doesn't come off with as much sugar as the Serpentine had too, which is probably a good thing as small as this is. Flavors I'm still getting are mostly on the Ligero side, mostly a pepperish.
Yeah, I agree there is some spice and some pepper flavor, but I'm going to chalk that up to the Ligero. I mean, the Ligero is just a
we've
fine
never been told
cigar.
there's any Ligero in here.
Fine. And the Ligero tasting spice, if there is Ligero.
It's interesting to call Ligero a spice. It essentially is a spice for the cigar. So, and there's kind of a cookie flavor to this, which is kind of odd, but it's
a sugar cookie right now.
kind of like if you try to chew the air just a little bit or just swish the flavors around your mouth afterwards, it kind of just has this little, like a molasses cookie type flavor that just sort of lingers there. It's not very predominant. I'll say that the smoke is also a little dry at this point on the Firecracker too. Something that I did not notice in the Serpentine at all.
Well, like I say, cigars are hit and miss when it comes to flavors, or in this video I will say cigars, even if there's a smaller vitola that has similar flavors, similar ingredients, or supplies in it, then it's going to be changing flavor just a bit. And this is just really good.
So we'll get back to you at the halfway point of this, which shouldn't take too long, and we'll let you know how this progresses. Hello and welcome back. We are currently at 24 minutes in, which isn't too bad to hit the halfway point on such a small vitola.
I just want to say for the record, for some of you out there that are, and this is my first fix, by the way, I'm just trying to even it out just a bit, is he says his halfway, look where his band is compared to mine.
Yeah, I'm much lower than she
I
is.
was browsing the net, doing things like I
you
should.
were ignoring your cigar.
Actually, I'm making it last.
Well, I'm enjoying it, so both work just fine. Now, to me, I've noticed some of that pepper flavor from the Serpentine coming back. Less of that Ligero burning spice. And I'm curious to see if, like the Serpentine, the flavors of apple will come in the final half here. I haven't picked them up yet. It's still a fairly dry cigar, at least to me, at this point. But, you know, I'm actually happy that it's been burning so long. That's a good bonus to something this size.
Now, let me just say, if I had to pay the price they asked for this vitola, would I? Yes. So far I would, because I don't think I'd want to invest in one 5-pack of Black & Milds that cost more, or one of those crappy
How can you even
for
compare?
$4. This is just...
I'd rather one of these than 5 of those, though. I think that's what you're trying to say. And yes, I'll agree. One of these is far better than 5 of those.
Or you buy those stupid AYC Grenadiers in the glass tubes for like $5 at a gas station. I'd rather pay $1 more and get something like this that is a quality cigar, and it just smokes like a dream, everybody.
This is far more than quality. It's something Isabela strives for, is they want to be true artisans of the craft. Not just make a cigar, but make a dang good cigar. Something that's a work of art. And to me, so far, this is.
As I said in the last video, I believe I said it, it's not just... Let's put it this way. You got a cigar like this, you're paying some good money for it. Or you get something that's mass-produced, Tercidors ram them down 2-3 million, throw them in a box, let them age a bit, and then ship them out. Or you get something like this with level 9 rollers that's been in the business 50 years, and you're going to find not many wonkinesses or fixes in your cigars.
This might be one of few fixes I think I've seen in all of this. Right there, it was obvious somebody was holding the brown wrapper and accidentally pulled off just a piece of it, and they attempted to glue it back on in place. And they didn't do a great job of gluing it back on in place, but you know what? It tells a story, and that, that happened. It's obvious it's finger-shaped.
I know I've had many, I had a cigar like that had it was called, I called it, and Aaron called it, the Patchwork Cigar. It was a $33 cigar, and it had little squares.
That was totally different. That's like somebody took another leaf, cut it into little squares, licked them and stuck them on the spots, or, got the vegetable glue, and so it had little squares of different colored tobacco all over
that
it.
Was, by the way,
that was totally different.
Was the Cohiba Diamante.
This
is a work of art.
This is a piece from this that was accidentally torn off, and they tried to put it back, and that's cool. I don't know, for some reason I find that rather cool. It fits with the artisticness, and it tells a bit of a story of what happened to this wrapper as it was going through the wrapping process. So the cigar itself has a bit of a story. I could live with that.
If I could get 100 of these for my trip, I would be happy. Just stopping off on the side of a train for 20 minutes or so, just trying to chief one of these down.
I would like to see these come kind of like the Papa Fritas come. The Papa Fritas, you get, what was it, four of them
and Johnny Sticks is always talking about his fries.
4 of them to a pack for, I think it's something like $28. These would be probably about $22. You know what? I'd buy them. I would certainly buy them, especially if I could buy, like, say, a pack of, like, 8 to 10 4-packs. And
no, I agree. Yes.
Especially if it came with a little tin that said Isabela on it.
And that would be awesome. I don't know if you guys...
But I know that they're a small microcraft, so maybe that's not something that's possible. But, heck, that would be really cool. Maybe it's because
they're a microcraft, they got to mass produce their own little boxes, and it takes more time.
I don't even know if they have boxes that come with their cigars, because I've never seen a box. They only show pictures of their cigar, and you see one of them, so... and I don't know if you can even buy them by the box on there. I think they're all single stick pricing, so it'd be cool though. So, anyways, we'll get back to you in the final third of this, and we'll see you in a second. Hello, and welcome back to the final third of this Firecracker from Isabela Cigar Company. Now, I'm comparing this kind of very heavily to the Serpentine because it's essentially, as I was told, it is the same tobaccos or similar tobaccos with different varietals and primings and aged 6 months longer. So it should, by all accords, being a smaller size, be a little bit more flavorful. However, I've not noticed any of those apple flavors. A lot of the various sweetnesses are missing from this. There's a lot of flavors I just do not pick up in this that I got in the Serpentine. That Serpentine was a beautiful smoke. This is a nice Vitola to have at certain occasions. But if I had to buy one or the other and they were the same price for some reason, I would be buying the Serpentine over this. Just in my opinion, the Serpentine's a little more flavorful. And being the larger Vitola, it burned longer. This is not quite an hour, and I'm almost done, so.
First, I gotta say, I'm picking up hints of oranges, a citric flavor right now. The spice is kicked up a notch. I can see why it's called a Firecracker.
Yeah, I can say that.
It is just an amazing cigar. For the money, I say pick it up. It is well worth it.
Oh, it's definitely worth a try. I'll say also that those kind of raw pepper flavors without the spices, they don't seem to be predominant in this either. It just seems a lot less flavorful of a cigar, in my opinion.
I'm also getting a light hint of bananas in this too, but This is just one fine cigar. I can't complain at all. Isabela has become number 1 on my top cigar list. Nubs went down to 2, but I'm not the Isabela queen. I'm still Queen Nubs. So,
and I will definitely say this: compared to so many other cigars out there, this is definitely within my top like 50. The Serpentine's within my top 10. I don't want to give exact numbers of where things
I already
sit,
gave the Serpentine number 1. Number 1 on my list.
But if I compare this to other cigars, higher production rates, etc., like Oliva, Fuente, this is far better than many of those. So just because I'm down a little bit on this, I'm down on it because I'm comparing it to its kind of big brother or big sister, or however, I don't care, Isabela. It's just the Serpentine outweighs the Firecracker to me, and I rather the Serpentine. Just more tobacco, more smoke, more flavor.
That is
more
agreement.
length.
The Serpentine is number 1. I would say this would be number 2 on my list, but Isabela is number 1 on my cigar favorite list. So far, I'm hoping, to try their other blends.
So I definitely say give this a try, and being one of their more affordable cigars on their site, it's probably the one more likely to be tried, even though it is a very tiny
I want to
Rapala.
say to everyone over at Isabela Cigars, you've made a fine cigar. If I had to pick up 4 Serpentines or 8 of these little Firecrackers, compared to, say, the only Padron I have smoked, the serial numbered, I would say this is flat down. Same goes with the Diamante. Those were not impressive cigars. They had no flavor. They were flat. This is just a complex flavor bomb.
To me, this would be a very prime yard guard because it has buckets of smoke, flawless burnt on a razor, yet the flavors aren't to the point that I'd be so upset if it burnt a little wonky, and it is a short cigar. So I would use this as a yard guard, or one of those cigars that you use in an interval just because you don't have a lot of time to have one and you want something good. This would be a great place to have one of these. So these definitely have their application and would make my humidor for that purpose.
I agree completely. Yard guard, don't know anything about those,
That's just what you do if you were working in your yard. If you were mowing, if you were, saying, doing some gardening or something, and you're on your hands and knees and you got dirty hands and stuff. It'd be great. Or, for instance, a wood shop guard. You're out in the garage doing some work, maybe using the wood lathe or something. You're not going to worry if this happens to fall out of your mouth and land on the saw and get cut in half. Just grab another one. So
I personally think I could see myself taking a lot of these little sticks here, or the smaller ones. I think we have the smaller ones to sample, don't we, Aaron?
the smaller ones. What do you mean?
The little teenier ones. There's
No, the other ones are oh shoot. He wrote them down here. The Cuban-sized Coronas, which is their kind of more standard cigar.
Well, anyways,
And we'll be trying that one not next, because we're going to do a Garzilla, I think, after this. Just to offset with the size of a
I wanted to say
cigar.
This cigar, I could see myself, as I said, tins or no tins, carrying a whole bunch of these on my trip coming up in August. Just getting off the train and having one. However, I'd have to power puff it because they don't. These last over 20 minutes. So
yeah, it is a good 40-minute cigar. It'd be good for a layover if you're taking a train. If you got a 1-hour layover or something like that, perfect timing.
Most trains is 2 to 3 hours in Chicago. So
well, then you can have 2 or 3 of these, or you could have one full size or whatever. Anyways, great cigar. Definitely give it a recommendation. I'm giving it a thumbs up. Definitely worth the try. So please add and subscribe. Leave questions, comments, feedback, suggestions, concerns. If you smoked one of these, if you disagree with us or agree with us, please leave your thoughts. Just try to keep it nice is all we ask. And enjoy every puff.